the law of knowledge and light. It's a very important law. The law of knowledge and light. This law is what separates men from boys in the prophetic. It is one thing to prophesy ordinary, and it is another thing to be accurate or to release forensic prophecies. Understanding this law makes you to become microscopic and forensic. There are a lot of people prophesying, but very few are detailed. This is a law that separates vague impressions from detailed coordinates. When we talk of law, we are talking about the modus of operandi. We are talking about a system. Now, there are two worlds that do exist. Number one is creation, and number two is creator's world. Now, when we talk of creation here, we are talking about cosmos, and we are talking about aeons. When we talk of creator's world, we are talking about the world of information. And not just information, but we are talking about the world where information are guided by the light of God's word. Every prophet must understand these two worlds. Let me start by creation. Creation is a world that exists, where anything that exists physically are things that have existed in the spirit before. It is a world where the things that do exist are things that once existed in the spirit or started in the spirit, and now they manifested in the physical. So every prophet must understand how to bring things into existence, because in the prophetic we create. Prophets are creators. When you hear the Bible saying, and God called things that be not as though they were, that's the dimension where a prophet will now operate in God's ability to make things that do not exist to appear as though they existed. Anytime God wants to create anything, he steps into the office of a prophet. For God to separate water and land and create a boundary that water should not cross to the land, it took God to step into the office of the prophet. Genesis 1 verse 3, and God said. The office of the prophet is an office where words are released with power. It's an office where words are released with authority. It's a realm where words are released with precision and accuracy of the spirit. That's why the prophetic is the most fought, an office that is really fought. Now we understand why prophecy is being fought. It's because there are a lot of kids in the prophetic who have refused to grow. So today the prophetic looks to be the most despised office or ministry. And let me tell you something. When you subtract the prophetic from fivefold ministry, everything else stops having relevance. The prophetic is what alters the apostolic, is what alters the evangelistic ministry, the teaching ministry, and also pastoral ministry. So the prophetic is not a joke. The prophetic is not a what? It's not a joke. The prophetic is serious business. Anytime God is dealing with the prophetic, he's dealing with serious business. One of the reasons why the devil fights the prophetic, he knows without the prophetic and apostolic. That's why the prophetic is the oldest office that has ever existed. In fact, it's the only office that existed from the beginning. The apostolic office came. The pastoral office came. Evangelistic ministry came after the prophetic has been in existence. The birth of Jesus is prophecy. Everything God did in the beginning came by the prophetic office. So the devil knows when you fight the prophetic ministry, everything else loses relevance. Every office loses relevance without the prophetic. It's me telling you. It's me telling you. You may be called an apostle. It's a very important office. An evangelist, a teacher, a pastor. In as much as you have all these abilities, make sure that you don't run away from the prophetic. Press a demand on it. Acquire it. No one learns how to drive a car in one day. No one. It is even impossible to have a license and you don't know how to drive. So we are having a lot of funny stories about the prophetic is because people desire it, but they don't want to grow in it. In this kingdom, what you don't understand has a capacity to destroy you. Anything you don't understand is bigger than your age, and trying to attempt it can cause damage. So never try the prophetic if you don't really understand it. That's why we are calling for this retreat. We are calling for a school of ministry. So there are people who are carrying these things. I am not teaching this because I read it from any book. I'll wake up like this and I'll tell God, Lord, I want to see how the service is going to be today. And God will begin to show me people by the colors of their clothes. To be someone wearing a green top, having yellow in the neck, will sit in row number 6. Her name is Jacqueline. She came from 54 Wikalo Crescent. The gate is painted brown. Their sofa is painted gray. They have a small plasma TV, a small plasma like this. A small plasma. And it is called this. Her mother's name is this. Her father's name is this. They got divorced in 2009. She lived with her mother. Her father is somewhere else in Solwezi. This, that. Now, after receiving all that information, when I come to church, I don't need to prove how accurate I am. I have to ask the Lord in prayer, what can I do to help this person? So the only issue is her education. She needs help in education. So, the color of the gate, the name of the plasma, the color of the sofa, it's not important. You've seen me here telling the person I'm seeing the street called this. It's called this. And the house of your in-laws is like this. Their profession is this. They're the head teacher of this secondary school, like my Tenek. You saw me here. Saw me here. Mentioning streets, the names because sometimes we do that when a person is doubting what we are saying. But I've come to understand that when you grow in the prophetic, you don't prove anything. How many of you attended the overnight that we had recently, a few weeks ago? You saw how God used me in the prophetic. Sir, I never ran out of stock. I ran out of time. I live there.